All right, let's go to the UK. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, Chief Scientific Advisor Patrick Vallance and Chief Medical Officer Chris Whitty are addressing the media in London, communicating further measures over 2 new cases of the Omicron variant were detected in Britain.
Means it diverges quite significantly from previous configurations of the virus, and as a result it might, at least in part, reduce the protection of our vaccines over time. So we need to take targeted and proportionate measures now as a precaution while we find out more. And first, we need to slow down the seeding of this variant in our country. We need to buy time for our scientists to understand exactly what we're dealing with, and for us to get more people vaccinated and, above all, to get more people boosted, as well as to help our NHS prepare in what is already a challenging winter. So yesterday we took steps to protect the UK against the variant coming here from southern African countries, and earlier today added 4 more countries to the red list. But we now need to go further and implement a proportionate testing regime for arrivals from across the whole world. So we're not going to stop people travelling. I want to stress that. We're not going to stop people travelling, but we will require anyone who enters the UK to take a PCR test by the end of the 2nd day after their arrival, and to self-isolate until they have a negative result. Second, we need to slow down the spread of this variant here in the UK, because measures at the border can only ever minimise and delay the arrival of a new variant rather than stop it altogether. So in addition to the measures we're already taking to locate those who have been in countries of concern over the last 10 days, we will require all contacts of those who test positive with a suspected case of Omicron to self-isolate for 10 days, regardless of your vaccination status. We will also go further in asking all of you to help contain the spread of this variant by tightening up the rules on face coverings in shops and on public transport. And third, and most importantly, we need to bolster our protections against this new variant. We don't yet exactly know how effective our vaccines will be against Omicron, but we have good reasons for believing they will provide at least some measure of protection. And if you're boosted, your response is likely to be stronger. So it's more vital than ever that people get their jabs and we get those boosters into arms as fast as possible. So from today, we're going to boost the booster campaign. We're already planning to do 6 million jabs in England alone over the next 3 weeks, and now we're looking to go further. So the Health Secretary has asked the JCVI, the Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunisation, to consider giving boosters to as wide a group as possible, as well as reducing the gap between your 2nd dose and your booster. And of course, we're speaking to our counterparts in the devolved administrations and will continue to coordinate with them. The measures that we're taking today, including on our borders and on face masks, are temporary and precautionary, and we will review them in 3 weeks. At that point, we should have much greater information about the continuing effectiveness of our vaccines. I very much hope that we will find that we continue to be in a strong position and we can lift these measures again. But right now, this is the responsible course of action to slow down the seeding and the spread of this new variant and to maximise our defences so that we protect the gains we've worked for so hard and so that we can continue to save lives. Thank you. I'm going to ask Chris to do the slides.
Thank you much, Prime Minister. First slide, please. We thought it was sensible to start off with the existing situation, which is almost entirely Delta, because that is the problem for people who are currently being infected, currently in hospital and currently dying. It isn't to say that Delta is worse than Omicron, it is simply to say this is what the majority, by far the majority of cases at the moment are. So if we look at the current situation.
All right, we leave that there. That was UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson talking about measures in light of 2 Omicron cases reported in the UK.